Hi, I'm Eric with On My Phone and welcome to another video. I decided to do another drag race themed video because I like making them, you guys like watching them, and I have been brewing on all of these thoughts from season 16, which was the first season that I actually saw as it was airing. So I wanted to talk about it today because it was a series of amazing lip syncs and very iconic lip syncs, and I think it demands that we rank them all. I'm very shocked. I don't really see many lip syncs rankings on Tier Maker, so I do have a template down in the comments below for you to do for this season. I saw one for all the seasons, and I think that was even before season 16, and that was too many lip syncs to get into, especially for many seasons I have not yet watched. So today I'm going to be diving into season 16 lip syncs, as well as some of my thoughts of season 16 that will hopefully be relevant to the lip syncs at hand, but I do have a lot to share. So anyway, let's get into it. Just a quick update. So the ranking will not be shown always across the screen because the file did not process properly. So I've redone some of the screen capping, but not enough for it to go for how long I talk in this video. So please forgive me, but it is technology and an old MacBook Air that is to blame. Now we're getting into the tiers. Let's start actually at the bottom this time. So skip is pretty straightforward. I have no reason to watch this lip sync again. I felt like there was no reason to watch it the first time. It doesn't provide entertainment. It just exists. And I don't think we'll have many, if any, of them here. But it is a space for really the lowest of the lows. It works is pretty straightforward. It works as a lip sync. I am neither excited about it nor extremely disappointed by it. It's not double Shantae. It's not double sachet. It's not memorable. It worked as a lip sync, but we're probably not talking about it much at all. Some good moments is very straightforward. There are some good moments in it, and it's definitely above it just working, but it's not something that I really return to much. It has its good moments, and I was like, oh, well, that was like a nice time, and I enjoyed it, but I haven't been seeking it out. Now we get into rewatched regularly. I tend to rewatch lip syncs when I'm feeling down or just need a dopamine hit. And rewatching these lip syncs that are in this category is something I have regularly done, and I would like to continue regularly doing in the future. And then Instant Classic. We should, in theory, remember this for multiple years. It will hopefully exist outside of 2024 and the season 16 talks, that it will be something that we actually talk about in the future because of how iconic it was. We're also going to go into chronological order. So starting with Sapphira versus Q with the top 2 lip sync to Break My Soul. I am teetering between rewatch regularly and some good moments. I guess I'm going to put it at the top of good moments. I think I will be actually ranking the lip syncs in full and have them in actual specific order rather than just having them in the category. But I think this is a good starting lip sync. It provided Sapphira some comedy of the season. It definitely shows that she has some moves that she has recycled throughout her lip syncs. And it definitely establishes her as a performer, and Q is not a performer. Although Q did better than I actually realized Q could. I feel like in this one, Q had the closest emotion to how you're supposed to feel in it. Because I feel like Q doesn't do anger or sadness as well. But I think you won't break my soul. I feel like we won't break Q's soul, but we certainly won't be breaking Sapphira's soul. I also realized that Sapphira also did the weighting split a little bit before the iconic version of Morphine doing it. It is not to the same level. It is not the exact same move, but I realized that it kind of echoes it. It's a little bit of a motif. Next, we're going to the Plain Jane Geneva Carr shower lip sync. I am staring at Plain Jane the whole time. I have rewatched this regularly. The breastplate lip syncing is one of the reasons. It's hilarious. It just brings me a lot of joy. I think Plain Jane is giving cheerleader realness. I feel like they don't focus on Geneva Carr much at all during this lip sync, so I can't tell you if she does really well or decent or whatever. I think she was doing moves right, but she definitely wasn't commanding the cameras and the production's hearts quite like Plain. I think also similarly to Sapphira and the Break My Soul lip sync, I think this established Plain Jane as a force to be reckoned with for the season as well. Next, we get our first lip sync for your life, which is Hershey versus Geneva. I'm teetering between it works and some good moments. I'm going to put it in it works just for splitting up the lip syncs for now. It has the good moment of it's not me, it's you, and letting you walk out the door. But it's not a lip sync I have focused on. I think Hershey does a good job in it and Geneva does a good job in it. But It's not something that's stunt heavy. It's not iconically bad on either party. It just kind of exists as the first elimination lip sync. And I think without Geneva's almost a win the previous week, it could have been really a toss up. So I think it just kind of sits there. It is a lip sync from this season, and it is not bad by any means, but it's definitely not in the top 10 lip syncs from this season. So you have Dark Lady from Cher, and I do love a good Cher song, but Mirage not knowing the words is really unfortunate. She did really great in this lip sync otherwise, but the lip sync is the focus, the lip syncing to the words. That is how it's supposed to work. So that's really unfortunate. I just remember her having her big breakdown, and it made me sad. So I don't like thinking about that. I think Geneva does fine in this. And so it's okay for me to just skip it because it just gives me more sad things about Mirage. Whereas later Mirage lip syncs, she has her redemption. Even Geneva, she's had better performances than this. And so I'm okay with just leaving that one in the past. Next we have Emergency from Q and A Mandatory Meeting. This works, and Amanda should have won this. It might have been better if they had edited it to have Amanda win. Because really, I think she did beat Q in this lip sync. Q's track record saved her. Congrats, Q, on that. A Mandatory Meeting, we could have had much more banter, much more beef, much more feud. I'm glad that she and Plain seem like they're on better terms now. But yeah, this is sad because I liked A Mandatory Meeting. One of my favorite names I've ever heard for a drag queen. So I am very appreciative of her being on the show. Also, extremely unpopular opinion. I like the Robin Egg vibe. I think that was a cool idea. It's a cool concept. It's very random, but it's camp. It's fun. I don't think it should have been knocked off because I think it was creative to have the extra wigs. I think it works, and I like A Mandatory Meeting's drag style. I think I want to check it out more in the future. So yeah, I don't like all the hate that she got this episode. I don't think it was warranted. I think she killed the girl group challenge altogether. And people who have done well in other parts of a challenge but then flopped the runway, they've also totally just left unscathed. So I don't think they should have pigeonholed her. I think they just decided it was a time where she could go because they didn't see her going further. But yeah, I think this lip sync just worked, really. Now we turn up the heat a little on the lip sync season with Control, which is between Geneva Carr and Maya Mon-LePage. Yeah, this one, I don't watch it that regularly. I don't know why. I really liked it when I was rewatching it today. And I realized this is probably Geneva's best lip sync. Probably, yeah. And then this is a great introduction to Maya. I tend to like pretty much most of the lip syncs that Maya does afterwards in this season, but before the Lollapalooza, better than this. So I think I had to keep this one here because I don't rewatch it regularly, so I don't want to false advertise that. I think this one does better than the Break My Soul because both of the performers are doing it, whereas Q was there in the one. Next we have Flowers. Nami's outfit and pretty much everyone in the Flowers runway was amazing. I would love them to reuse that category in the future. Not anytime soon, obviously, because it just literally happened this year. But yeah, that was gorgeous. I don't pay attention to Megami. I love the penguin side. I like the fact that Maya was like, I'm not gonna do any flips. Megami bet that Maya wouldn't be able to win a lip sync without doing flips, and she totally beat her anyway. And that really humbled Megami, but it also made her hungry for revenge. I really like this, and I do watch it for the penguin side. I watch it for the church coming out. I think it's probably on the lower end of the rewatching regularly, but it definitely is something I have rewatched regularly. Now we get into Tsunami Muse and Morphine Love Dion's I Want to Dance with Somebody. This is a gorgeous look from Morphine and a gorgeous look from Tsunami. They both look amazing in this. This is definitely a RuPaul's Best Friends lip sync. In my opinion, I feel like Tsunami plays more of a supporting character rather than also trying to put on a full show. She's definitely Miss Congeniality for a reason. I feel like she allows people to shine and maybe doesn't focus on always having a spotlight. I think Morphine is definitely giving the main character and Tsunami giving the love interest. It's very cute. It's a good lip sync. I'm going to put it in some good moments because I do like the moments of Tsunami picking up the rose and them dancing together and them kissing. Like, that's great, but I don't rewatch it ever. And I get that it's good for the storyline and for the friendship of them. But is it one of the ones I go back to? Not really at all. Now we get into Bloody Mary. I know we all hate that it was a sped up TikTok remix. I don't know, however, if they would have been able to do all the speedy moves that they were able to do with the sped up remix. I think it's a little silly that they picked that, but I think it's kind of fun, and it leads to what is undoubtedly my favorite lip sync from this season. So let's just put it right there, instant classic. I think about this lip sync all of the time. It is definitely watched by me at least once every couple weeks, and I am not someone who rewatches things that often in my life. I tend to try to explore new things and absorb new content. I come back to this every time I need a dopamine hit. I have a lot of friends with ADHD, and they mentioned that they watch a lot of shows for comfort, and they know exactly how the story goes, and it's the same every time. I watch this for comfort. I watch this 3-minute clip to see exactly how Plasma got obliterated into oblivion. Aya does her Sasha Velour moment, reveal into a beanie. She does that 8-bar of doing the kicks and then doing the twirl, and it's gorgeous. That made me fall in love, and I didn't realize how amazing her lip syncs had been until this time. It made me appreciate the Flowers lip syncs more. It made me appreciate the Control lip sync more. But this one I think of all the time. And I know Plasma didn't do the best job in this. But with the vibe of the song, with the vibe of her slaying this queen who has 2 wins, I feel like Maya and Plasma tell this story that is in the song in addition to their roles in the show and just on the stage. Without Plasma, I feel like Maya's performance doesn't resonate as hard. It is still a very good performance, but I think it's added on to the fact of Plasma flailing, her screaming as she falls into a dip, and how she leans over saying, you know, this vibe of I'm going to, you know, conquer this. But then Maya really does come out on top. So I don't know. I just have thought about this lip sync for so long, and I love every moment of it, every single part of it. I know exactly when they cut to the judges. I know this lip sync so well. Would I be able to fully replicate it? I would be able to tell you what's happening at each time, but I don't know if I would be able to pull off the Maya moves. I could probably pull off all of Plasma's moves, but that's not necessarily that big of an accomplishment. But yeah, I think this lip sync is the cream of the crop for me. I think about this one all the time. It is now a core memory for me, and I will love to see it again, probably after filming this. Now we get into Made You Look, which is a top 2 lip sync between Saphira and Morphine. It would have been not great, honestly, to have a bottom 2 lip sync, because that would have just been Dawn versus Q, and that would have immediately gone to the skip category. I do not care if it was Meghan Trainor or whoever. It doesn't matter. I don't think that they would have done any magic on the stage. This is definitely a good moments for me, and it's probably mainly because it's Meghan Trainor. It was an okay lip sync. I like Morphine's claps at the end. I like Saphira's outfit during it. I like Morphine's outfit during it too, but it is not something that really needed to be on the show. I don't really know what the song choice was. Her top 2, like top 2 celebrate with something iconic, you know? I like Saphira doing a split, causing Morphine to do a split. It's fun. I think it's just a fun lip sync. So I think there's good moments in it, but it is not my favorite Morphine lip sync by any means. And it's not my favorite Saphira lip sync by any means. So yeah, I think it just stays there. I'm gonna get into the Maya versus Morphine lip sync. Should Maya have thrown her cape onto Morphine? Not for how the judges were going to perceive that. I get that it's ballroom. I get that it's fun. And also, Morphine did just fine with that. I was not concerned really that Morphine was going to be injured personally. But I think Maya did shoot herself in the foot a little bit there, because I think the judges didn't like that. And also, Morphine turned it around into an epic start to the lip sync that it made you want to root for her a lot more. And then when Morphine threw one of her big boobs at Maya complaining in the confessional about it. Girl, you literally threw your whole cape at her. She didn't even throw the boob at you, and then you threw your glove directly at her afterwards. I felt like it was very petty. And on Maya's end, it didn't seem fun. Morphine was just trying to be a little cheeky with it. I did live for it. I think it is pretty funny. And since no one got hurt, I think we can all laugh about it. I like that we brought drag as a contact sport back. And also so many other jokes you can find on the comments of that video. But I really like Morphine's split. I really think we really figured out how to conquer Maya and, you know, how to rebuke her splits and her dips and her tricks and all of that by, you know, yawning, you know, but having something else to focus on at the same time. So I think she crushed it, honestly. I think Morphine did a great job. I think Maya still does a good job, but I think she didn't bring anything really new besides trying to blind Morphine to this lip sync that she hadn't already brought. I will put it in the instant classic. I do watch that fairly often as well. Just know that Bloody Mary is leaps and bounds above anything. It has become something I stand for. It's not anything logical at this point. Next, we get into another iconic lip sync, which is the body lip sync between Morphine and Dawn. I rewatch this regular. Oh, okay, it's an instant classic. Yeah, it's just an instant classic. I don't watch this as much as probably everyone else does, but you know, something about it. I don't know. Maybe this is why true crime is so popular, but something about seeing a live murder on TV really just, you know, there's something intriguing about it. So viewer discretion is advised. It is very violent. I do think Morphine would have killed this in any outfit, but I do think the gold outfit really did work in her favor. And so, I don't know. We just had a real aligning of the stars here. And it is great. It is not my favorite, and I think a lot of people put this at number 1 or number 2 is not going to make it to those top 2 spots. Now we get into Miss Me More, which is between Morphine and Saphira. I do think that Saphira won this lip sync. I know a lot of people who are Morphine stans want to say Morphine crushed this. I think Saphira embodied the song better. I think it was an easier sell for Saphira to do it. I feel like she already has that sassy southern country side in her that Morphine doesn't. I think Morphine was doing better at the beginning, but I think Saphira really sells it by the end of it. And I think also with Saphira's track record, it was a much stronger track record than the Amanda versus Q. Q had 1 win, right? Saphira had 4. There is a difference in that, and I think a track records can save you. I also think that they were pretty even. I think with Saphira edging a little bit, but if you said Morphine edged a little bit, I think you can default to track records when it is something that is that close. I think I'm gonna put it in and it works. I like it less than Made You Look, even though I like Miss Me More a lot better. I had never heard that song. I think it is a good song. I think with all the negativity that surrounds it, I just tend to avoid it. I think also it comes after 2 very iconic lip syncs of Dim All the Lights and Body. And with also Bloody Mary still in people's minds. Like, I was looking forward to a lot of lip syncs. Made You Look kind of disappointed me briefly after the Bloody Mary song. But then after those 2 iconic lip syncs, having Miss Me More, it was okay. It was fine. I, however, do really appreciate having guest judges that have their song be the lip sync. I think that's a fun concept. And I would like, if a musician is showing up, for you to have their song playing. I see a lot of musicians come up and then it's just some other random song. Let them live to your rendition of their song. That's really cool. Now we have Better Be Good to Me, which is a very, in my opinion, underrated lip sync because I rewatched it and people always just do the clip of Plain Jane, you know, bouncing her chest. Good for her. I know that is how she has been carrying her lip syncs. I think she actually does own it. And I think the fact that just Q is there and we're just like, we just have to watch Q lip sync again, which we didn't want to watch the first time. I actually enjoyed it and I didn't remember it because I didn't watch it after it. I am going to put into some good moments. Yeah, at the tail end, but I think it still is a lip sync that I would watch Plain Jane do. I think it was fun, and I hadn't really gotten into the song itself much, but Tina Turner is always iconic, so I think it deserves a little more attention than it has gotten. And before I get into the finale lip sync, I'm going to get into the Lollapalooza ones, starting with Damaged between Dawn and A Mandatory Meeting. It works. A Mandatory Meeting gets her redemption. Cool. Also, Amanda doing her leg thing is my favorite part of that lip sync, hands down. This will get confusing as we do have a lot of Megamis in the same outfit for this, but we're starting with the song What About, which is between her and Q. Q really is there. I like Megami's performance enough to put it into some good moments. So yeah, I probably won't watch it that much, but I do love the hand turn and how she gets angry. She really just knows how to work the stage with this song in particular, and it's really lovely to see. Now we get into Million Dollar Baby. So any of my favorite lip syncs from this will have the struggle of the fact that they were not uploaded to YouTube. So I had to actually go back on Paramount Plus and watch it again. And I would love to watch it regularly, but unfortunately that is not what the Drag Race YouTube channel has had in mind for me. That said, Million Dollar Baby definitely gets it. Morphine kills it. I love the reveals. I feel like they are so smooth, except for the fact that I did start seeing her red hair on the rewatch. I really like her nail thing. Everyone else does too. I think Geneva does do her best on there. I think it's probably one of Geneva's best lip syncs, but it's also one of Morphine's best lip syncs. So, you know, you can only do so much. Another lip sync I would love to have on YouTube is Alone. I think Mirage looks stunning here. I love the first outfit. I love how it changes in the second outfit. I like both of the outfits. Amazing. I feel like she just seems like Stargirl, anime, Y2K, lovely. She's just cute and fun and sexy. We love to see it. I think Hershey provides some comedy when she just stands right in front, and then when she does her like very stiff riding that's very Bob's Burgers-esque. It's very lovely. Can't be more than Million Dollar Baby. Morphine just eats that up. But Mirage is just gorgeous there. I just want to stare at Mirage. I think that is what it is. Yeah. Now here's a lip sync that I'm actually very disappointed in. That's Milkshake. I don't think Maya did anything special for it. It was okay. Plasma tried her best, but it was still Plasma. And Tsunami Muse was in theory there. I feel like Maya won this lip sync by default, and so in a type of lip sync SmackDown, the fact that Maya only lip synced twice because of the fact that she was in a three-way lip sync, I felt like this was a whole lot of nothing. I don't even want to rewatch it, honestly. It's like fine. Like it's extremely fine, but I will 100% skip it. I feel like they need to bring back Milkshake because a lot of the contestants really wanted to lip sync to Milkshake, and some of them did, and those people did not do that good of a job on it. So I was really bored watching it. I think maybe it was weirdly edited, but I just think it was just like, eh. Also, what are Plasma and Tsunami Muse's lip sync outfits? Those are giving. I don't really know what I had planned, so here we go. Now we get into Shoop Shoop. I don't like watching the Megami get gagged. Let's just say that. It's a great lip sync in terms of the talent. I like Amanda dancing. I think Megami is funny, but I don't like watching it. So I'm going to put in that it works, but again, it facilitates what we need to get to that are better lip syncs as a whole. So I'm going to put it at the tail end of it works because putting it as skip feels incorrect and a little bit shaming intimacy. I'm not trying to do that, but it's not the lip sync from Megami from the Lollapalooza that I care that much about. And I feel like a mandatory meeting doesn't even get highlighted that much at all. Now with this very big photo of Morphine from this episode, I present This Time I Know It's For Real from her and Mirage's lip sync. This lip sync was very gorgeous. I feel like Mirage really emulates the cute, fun, sexy, young thing that Alone really worked in the Kim Petras vibe, whereas I feel like this deep romantic thing, I didn't know that Morphine would embody it that well, but she really did. I didn't know that Donna Summer really was extremely up her alley. Dim All the Lights, for sure. And now, This Time I Know It's For Real. I really like it. I like the synchronized bending. I would like it if it was on YouTube. That would be helpful. I think that feels right. Now We Got the Beat from the Go-Go's, which is Megami and Maya. And I really love the We Got the Beat, We Got the Beat. I love that. I think Megami makes it fun. I think Maya did very well. Don't get me wrong. And I think the cast also just thought Maya was going to make it to the finals. But then they gave Megami the dark horse in the competition. And I think Megami did beat Maya in this. Although I did like Maya in it as well. I did feel a little more specific rather than the Milkshake lip sync. I'm going to put it at the top of some good moments. There's a lot of good moments in it, but I don't watch it as much. I think if it had been fully placed on YouTube, maybe it could be moved up there. But it doesn't have that instant appeal that the lip sync of Million Dollar Baby or Alone or This Time I Know It's For Real that makes me really want it on YouTube. For the final Lollapalooza lip sync, we have Morphine versus Megami. I really enjoyed it. That was great. There was fun stunts. Yeah, Do I put that over? I would put that over Body, yeah. For me, yeah. Not necessarily how I rank each individual's performances, but it is how I rank each lip sync that they are part of. I think that makes me feel more correct about this. And then finally, we have the finale, which is Nymphia versus Saphira. This becomes an instant classic strictly because of the butterflies that are the boba balls. I think Nymphia crushes this. And I realize as I continue replaying this over and over again and how I was a Saphira supporter and how I really wanted Saphira to really take home the crown. I thought she deserved it more. I think Nymphia really crushed this, and it made me okay with Nymphia taking the crown over her. I had nothing against Nymphia. I just thought that the story had really built Saphira up to be a very challenge-dominating person and someone who would just do really well with the crown and the legacy. She's a Miss Congeniality also for a reason. And I think Nymphia really had the Sasha Velour effect of, oh, I have never lip-synced before and you don't know what it's going to be. And I think that gave us the element of surprise. Whereas what we saw from Saphira was very similar to what we had seen from her in previous lip syncs, where she does the kick, where she does I think, where she does the split. You know, she has done these things before. She did reveals that were similar to what has been done before. And I think Nymphia doing the thing where when Saphira splits, she just I think does a mini cartwheel or something like that. And she fully just does an outfit reveal there. And then she goes against the wall. She runs to the other side of the stage, just giving it a show. I feel like Nymphia just seemed incredible and instantly captivating. And I think that's what made it an instant classic. And it really just pulled the rug under from Saphira. I also think that Saphira's outfits in the finale and her reveals just were honestly just uglier and uglier over time. I do mean that with all sincerity. I don't mean to be shady. I do think the ripping the thing, it felt like that thing that came out over here, it felt like that was supposed to come off at the same time of it, but it still stayed there the whole time. I think her orange from her hair was not really that needed. I do think there are some good moments that Saphira provided, but I do focus entirely on Nymphia, and I don't think it was just the editing that did that. I think it really was Nymphia killing it and Saphira being a bit of a victim. For that, I am going to put it in top 3 because I do love watching Nymphia's performance. I wish we didn't have to see so many of the audience reactions so we could just see Nymphia perform. I would love to just see a camera specifically on her to see exactly, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stimuli during a finale performance. But yeah, I think that does it for this. Here's the final ranking. I feel like this is correct. Having 5 in Instant Classic feels right for a season this legendary. Rewatching them regularly, yeah. Have I watched 11 lip syncs regularly? Not the ones that are from Lollapalooza because they don't let me. But yeah, I think that's why they're not in any Instant Classics, because they have not been allowed to become Instant Classics. The only Lollapalooza lip sync in Instant Classic is the one that they actually uploaded, the one that was for the whole title. So yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. I've rewatched those Lollapaloozas regularly. I definitely rewatch the ones that are on YouTube often. Even some of the good moments ones I also like to watch. So yeah, it's a very good season of lip sync. I also plan on doing one of All Stars 9, which I think will be less exciting, but I haven't seen a lot of them. I didn't have access to Paramount Plus during the airing of the season, so I am going to go through those and also discuss them. But at least besides the Mirage incident, all the queens here knew all the words, which is in theory the bare minimum, but apparently has not always. But let me know all your thoughts. Let me know your top 5, top 3, number 1 lip sync from this season. It was a really great season of lip syncs. And if you have any specific Drag Race seasons I should check out that are very lip sync driven, I am still new to the Drag Race fandom. I've only seen season 6, season 9, season 12, and season 16. I'm watching Global All Stars right now. And that's rough, as you know from my latest videos. But yeah, I would love to have suggestions on what season I should watch next in my own free time. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below what you'd like to do next on my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.
Get out of the dark.